Hey there, welcome back to Today with Lindy, and I'm so glad you're tuning in today, and you are going to be really glad you tuned in as well. And before we go on, please hit your subscribe button and let me know you're enjoying these videos. All right, so today we're going to talk about money because today, again, this is why we are calling the show Today with Lindy, is because today you can choose, my bracelet, so annoying, right? Today you can choose whether or not you're going to be financially successful. I mean, okay, we'll say rich, we'll say a millionaire, we'll just say whatever it means to you, whatever amount of money gives you the comfortable life that you desire to have. So, Lindy, are you saying that today I can choose to be rich or today I can choose to have money? Absolutely. Because this is the point of this show, of these episodes, of these videos, is that the whole point is for you to change your MO. That's what I had to do, to change your method of operation. If you are approaching any subject, whether it's relationships or your job, your career, your children, anything, if you are approaching these different aspects of life from a negative perspective, it will not go anywhere. It won't be what you dream. It won't be the dream that you have. Nobody dreams to have lack. Nobody dreams to have an unhappy relationship. Nobody dreams to have a bad relationship with their children. That's not a dream. That's good. Nobody intentionally dreams that. Okay, so the point is today you can make the choice to be financially successful. And yes, this is also something I've experienced. So what did I have to do to change my financial situation? And what do you have to do? Same thing. If your financial situation has not been a great one, then something has to change in your thinking. Okay? It's always going to come down to that. Something in your thinking has got to change. And it's going to begin in your thinking, but then it's going to follow through in your talking, okay? So you will hear me talk about that a lot, actually, your thinking and your talking. It's everything. It's the start of every positive change you ever make is going to be thinking and talking, thinking, talking, thinking, talking, thinking, talking. If it doesn't change, your life will remain exactly the way it is now, or maybe even get worse. But it's not going to get better because what you have been doing up to now isn't working. What you've been thinking and saying up to now has created the situation you're in right now. Okay? So, how do you change the money? Put your, the saying, put your money where your mouth is. Well, you're going to learn to put your mouth where your money is. Okay? You're going to learn to put your mouth where your money is. That's what I had to do. Okay. I'm going to share a little story with you. Okay? This is how I started out changing my financial situation, and it's still changing, and it's never going to stop changing until the day I am no longer in this earth. I am going to grow financially. I'm going to continue and continue and continue. And in other ways as well. So here's what happened with me. So I'm a spiritual person. Whatever your thing is, I'm not judging you for that. I just have to share what my experience was. I'm a Christian, and I am a spiritual person, and my faith is very important to me, and it's heavily involved in every aspect of my life. So one day in my prayer time, worship time, meditation time, whatever you call that time in your day where you are quiet and you're thinking and you're tapping into whatever you tap into. These words came to me. Okay, they came in my heart, and this is what the words: Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. Now think about that. And I didn't even realize it at the time. And actually right now, as I'm recording this, we're approaching Thanksgiving. We're in November. And at the time, it was about the same exact time of year. And I didn't even realize it at the time that the thought came to me. Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. Now, if you think about Thanksgiving, it's all about abundance, right? We're all we're to give thanks for whatever great things are going on in our life, anything we're thankful for. And we have an abundance of people usually over. We have an abundance of food. We eat abundantly. We have so much food. We have leftovers for everybody who comes to take home. I mean, Thanksgiving itself, the holiday Thanksgiving and abundance, they're the same. When you think of Thanksgiving, you think of abundance, right? So that was the thought I had, was that Thanksgiving and abundance, like you can't have one without the other. A thankful attitude, a thankful heart, a thankful mindset, that is a positive thing. It's not a negative. It's not a ungrateful. It's not a complaining. It's the opposite. And if you carry that mindset of being thankful around, abundance will come. It's a law. It's like it's a spiritual law, and it will happen. But you have to remain consistent, and it will be challenged. It will be challenged. So I'll share my little story. So I had this word company, Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. And about that time, I had decided I was going to ask my employer for a raise. And I ended up working at this company for 12 years. And it was a huge growing time in my life. It was when in the midst of me deciding I was going to work on myself and make some changes. So a lot happened at this company, and my employer was wonderfully gracious, and he was the perfect person in my life at the time to help me grow. And so the first time I had asked for a raise when I started working there, I had the wrong mindset, okay? I had the mindset that I was a victim, nobody would give me a chance. I knew I was a hard worker. I knew I was capable, but I expected to be paid for it before I proved it. Okay? I had this handout mentality that, you're successful, you have enough, you can give me more. Yeah, and that's not okay. You won't get ahead like that. So I had to change the way I think, and it took some time, and I started listening to some speakers, preachers, motivational speakers, reading books that shifted my thinking. I started changing the way I thought about money and the way I thought about growth and increase. And at the same time, I get this thought that Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand, and I start working that into the things that I'm learning. And I start, so the first time I asked my boss for a raise, it was so embarrassing when I look back. I cried, and we just had it out, but he gave me a little raise, but it wasn't enough to feed my unemployed husband and children at the time. We were struggling. It was hard. And so we, went through our process of growth together and became very good friends, me and my employer. And I ended up being there for years, and I start learning that, okay, you know what? I'm just going to start growing his company. I'm going to think about growing his company. How can I make him more money? How can I make this company more money? And I decided I'm not asking for raises anymore. I'm just going to be a great employee. I'm going to give everything I can to make him more prosperous. So as I was there, I learned how to give excellent customer service. I increased, because of me, the hours that we were open increased, and we were inside of a mall, and we went from being open 5 hours a day to being open from open to close 7 days a week. And we increased financially, and in every way we increased. And it was a MSB, a money service business, currency exchange. And we did better and better and better, and we increased. And it got to the point where if he opened up a new store in a different location, he would have those new employees call me and have me train them over the telephone. Any local employees that he got new, he would have them come in and he would have me train them because he loved the way I did it. And time went by, and I proved myself, and I worked really hard, and I wasn't expecting a handout. And I had determined I was going to prosper with or without him. It didn't matter. He was no longer going to be, in my mind, my source. This was between me and my creator, me and my God, me and the universe, whatever you're going to call it. I was responsible for my financial growth, not my employer. Okay? That was not his job to make sure I had a prosperous life. It was my responsibility. So I'm having this different way of thinking. I'm And I'm like, okay, it was time for a review, an employee review. And I was like, I'm going to ask him for a raise. I had a money amount in mind. It was I think I asked for a $3 an hour raise. And we got together and we talked, and I determined before I went, you know what, I'm going to be thankful because Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. I'm going to ask for $3 an hour more. But it doesn't sound like a lot now, but at the time it was. And I'm going to ask for $3 an hour raise, but no matter what he says, I'm going to be thankful for anything. I'm thankful to have this job, and I'm okay with whatever he says, and it's okay. So we get together and we talk, and he tells me how pleased he is with everything, and he agrees to give me a $2 an hour raise. And I said, that's great. I appreciate it. Anything? And he was shocked. He was really shocked. And anything you give me, I appreciate it. Because what I had to learn was when I was complaining and pulling on him to give me more without first proving myself, I was making his job more stressful. And when somebody hires you, it's to make their job and their position less stressful. I mean, I'm a manager now at a different place, and I hire assistants to make my job less stressful so I can focus on other things. So if my staff is coming to me, gimme, and complaining, and I have to struggle to get them to do what they're supposed to do, that makes my job even more stressful. I'd rather do it alone than deal with staff that isn't going to help me carry this load. So that's what I had to learn. I had to learn with my employer at this place that no, I'm here to make his job less stressful. I'm picking up this load, I'm putting it on my shoulders, and I'm going to do my best. So he recognized that, he appreciated it, gave me a $2 an hour raise. We were happy. Thank you very much. He went his way, I went mine. Okay, making the short story long, right? So anyway, so we go on. The next day, I walk into work and I get a phone call. The phone's ringing, and I answer. I'm like, hello, it's my boss. And he says, hey, Lindy, I just want to let you know, I gave you more than what we agreed upon. I don't know what it is, but, just so you know. And, oh, by the way, I'm giving you, was it 2 weeks or 4 weeks paid vacation? It was ridiculous. I'm pretty sure it was 4 weeks, but now I don't remember. But we'll just say 2 weeks, because even that was great. I didn't even think to ask for paid vacation time. That was just like more. It was abundance. It was Thanksgiving and abundance. Like the abundance was coming, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you very much. And we hung up, and I literally just started crying. I'm like, oh my God, this really works. Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. Just being thankful and not complaining and pulling and griping and anyway, so that happens, right? And I'm like, I have no idea how much I'm going to get. And my pay stub comes in the mail, and I'm looking, and, I don't have my readers on, so I can't see. I'm like rubbing my eyes. I'm like, can that be right? And ended up getting $6.80 raise instead of $2. And it may sound like nothing to you, but that was really, really huge to me. And it was a lesson, and it was step one, and I've only climbed since then. Thank God, honestly. So anyway, then it wasn't even over yet, because like I said, you're always challenged to give in and go back to the negative. Okay, so you have to remain consistent on the positive, on these positive things you learn. You have to hold on to them when the trials come, because the trials try to steal them from you. And remember, there are those pressures also that if you stay positive or stay in the light, I'm going to liken it to this. I had this thought earlier. Imagine it's a seed, okay? You're that seed and you're underground. And let's say I'm saying Thanksgiving and abundance go hand to hand, and I have it in seed form, and then it's there, and it's coming up to burst, and then all of a sudden something comes to try to steal it, a negative thing. Well, you have to stay sucking from the light, right? So imagine the sun is the positive thinking. And you got to keep that positive thinking, because that seed needs to be underground, but it also needs light. It also needs those outside elements. It also needs the positive thinking, right? Anyway, we get news that banks or money service businesses like ours might get closed down. We were being told we might have to close. So I'm like, oh my God, I just got my raise. I just got my vacation time. Oh, and health insurance. He also gave me health insurance. It wasn't even asking for it for me and my family. Yeah, really good insurance too. So so then we're told we might be closing down. And I'm like, right away, I'm like, oh my God, Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. And I just laughed. Like I was by myself. I literally laughed and said, yeah, no, I'm not letting pressure steal this from me. And I just gave thanks. I just kept saying, thank you for this money, this raise. I am prosperous. And I just held on to that. And then after a few months, and the new year came and it just kind of disappeared. Nobody even really knew what happened with it. But all of a sudden, it just kind of faded out and we were fine. And everybody ended up prospering out of that situation. So bottom line, today, right now, choose what your financial life is going to look like. And then remember to stay in a thankful place. Thanksgiving and abundance go hand in hand. So change your thinking. No more complaining about money. No more blaming your boss. No more blaming what you did or didn't do in life. Nothing. No more. You're going to start changing today. Right now, you're going to make a choice. I am a financially successful person. I am rich. I make this much money, X amount of money per year, whatever your amount is. And you're going to stay in a thankful place. And you're going to not expect a handout. And you're just going to give good service without complaint. And the good will come back to you, guaranteed.